Hi, I'm Duncan from Passionate About Fish. In this video we're going to show you how to fillet a pollock, supplied from the Chelsea fishmongers. So thanks Rex and Andy. We're going to show you how to produce two fillets. I'm going to fillet the pollock with the head on. So the first thing we need to do is cut around the back of the pectoral fin as close to the head as we possibly can and open the flesh up just like so. Because I'm right-handed, I'm going to lie the fish to the right-hand side with the head to the right, tail to the left. I'm going to put my hand on top of the pollock. I'm going to put my knife just above the dorsal fin, and then I'm going to draw it backwards and forwards till it punctures the skin, drops on top of the spine, and then in one gentle movement I'm going to run the knife down the whole length of the fish in one delicate cut. I've cut no deeper than the lateral line. We'll lift the fillet just to show you the spine. Then I'm going to use my knife, I'm going to turn it so it's cutting forwards and just cut forwards to release the flesh from the front of the head. I'm then going to fillet the tail of the pollock by pushing my knife straight through into the gut cavity of the fish, and then in one draw with the handle slightly lifted I'm going to work my knife down the length of the spine to the tail, and there's the fillet below the lateral line off the bone. I'm then going to use the tip of the knife to come up the rib cage very gently, and then I'm going to put my knife on top of the rib cage and work it down towards the tail. You don't have to do this in one cut, just make sure you stay tight on the bone, and then I just have to release the fillet away from the bottom of the fish and the fin. And there's the first fillet, beautifully presented. We're going to turn the fish over and produce the second fillet again, cutting behind the pectoral fin around the back of the head, making sure we get a good yield, and then I'm going to fillet it from the tail. Make sure that all the fins are laid out flat, start the knife working through the skin at the tail end, and then in one movement we have to pull the knife all the way up to the head end of the fish, and I'm actually applying downward pressure to the tip of the blade, and then we've released the fillet all the way off the top of the spine. I'm just going to insert my knife and make sure we're all the way into the lateral line. I'm then going to fillet the tail of the pollock, push the knife right through into the gut cavity, draw it down the spine in one movement, and then again we're going to use the tip of the blade to go up the rib cage, through the pin bones, and then I can lie my knife on top of the rib cage and just tease the fillet off the top of the rib cage, and we've got the second fillet. We're now going to just tidy the fillets up. So we're going to take the fillet. You can see that I've left the fins on below, and there's also some bone here, so I'm just going to shave underneath the bone, and then I'm going to cut the fin off the very edge of the fillet, removing as little flesh as possible. Then we're going to skin the fillet, and to do that I'm going to start at the tail end, pull on the tip of the tail with the tip of my fingers, start to work the knife down the skin very gently. Once I know that I'm right on top of the skin, I can just push the knife in one movement down the whole length of the fillet, and the skin will come off beautifully. We're then going to show you how to remove the bones, and the easiest way to do that is to produce what's called a V-bone. So we'll lie the fillet down on the table and the bones run along the lateral line there. I'm going to insert my knife one side of the lateral line and pull it towards the front of the fish. Insert my knife the other side of the lateral line and pull it towards the front of the fish, and then the V-bone will actually lift out the centre of the fillet, and there's the first fillet complete and ready to go. We're going to do exactly the same with the second fillet. There's a little bit of silver skin left on the belly wall here, so I'm just going to trim that off to enhance the presentation of the fillet. There's a little bit of blood on the front, so I'm just going to trim that off because it's all about presentation. And then I'm going to skin the fillet exactly the same as the first one. Pulling as hard as I can on the tip of the tail, start the knife down onto the skin, and then pull the tail with your left hand. Once the knife starts running down the skin, just push the knife as hard as you can, keeping pulling to the left with the skin, and there's your second fillet.